How's it going?
Haven't found the murder weapon yet.
Alleged murder weapon. Depends if you believe the doctor hit him with a fire extinguisher.
You think she was lying about that too?
That woman wouldn't know the truth if it got up and bit her.
We'll see. Forensics will be through soon enough.
Still say it'd be quicker to let me get a confession out of her.
Patience is a virtue, Sergeant. Any news on the doctor?
Not yet, sir. We've started house to house.
It'll be a while before we can get that place cleaned up enough to have guests back.
I'd say that was the least of our worries.
Oh, I don't know. I'm expecting a flood of bookings. A whole new breed of punter wanting to tread the murder scene. You know, get a glimpse of Psycho Steph while she's still at large.
It's in very bad taste, Steph.
Dad, where's your sense of humour?
I've been checking cases on the internet, and there's been a few successful prosecutions.
So we've got a chance.
Thanks, we're gonna win, Jack. I've tried contacting health and safety, and just to try and hurry things along.
I don't imagine they appreciated that.
Yeah, well, they didn't tell me much. Do you think I should contact the coroner's office?
I think you should slow down a bit.
But I want to help.
Yeah, well, then let them do their job. We don't want the investigation to be quick. We want it to be thorough.
I need to be doing something.
I know what you mean. I feel the same. Saves you sitting about brooding. I'll get that.
You've just lost your daughter, Bob. You need time to grieve.
Yeah, and I will. When I've made a killer's pay, I will.
Just go through.
Morning, Mr. Sugden.
What can we do for you?
We're making inquiries about Dr. Adam Forsyth.
Can I help you?
Yes, I'm here to see Tom King.
He's not seeing anyone today without an appointment.
Yes, I'm sure he'll hear what I have to say.
If it's about hunting, shooting or fishing, Edna will deal with it.
No, it's not. There was a big meeting yesterday in the village about your house collapse.
I know. I hear you had a lot to say for yourself.
Well, I happen to be an expert in the field.
I expect they'll be keen to hire you then.
They certainly are. But I think that my talents might be better served with you.
Whatever gave you that idea?
You've spent a long time building up your business empire. Be a shame if one little mistake were to spoil it.
I don't recall admitting to any mistakes.
Which is exactly the line we should pursue in court.
I've already got a solicitor, thanks very much.
I doubt if he has my expertise.
Nor your old school tie and cut glass accent, which have never carried much weight with me, so the answer's still no.
You know you're making a big mistake.
Oh, if I had a quid for every time I've been told that, I'd be even richer.
I can see I'm wasting my time. Good morning.
We've just heard they're releasing Dawn's body. I know you've already had words about it with Jane.
Yeah, I don't want her cremated.
You made that perfectly clear. And I don't want us falling out over it. So she'll be buried like you wanted.
Thanks.
But we still have to make the arrangements.
I picked some hymns out, but we thought you'd want to make a few suggestions.
How about a reading? I mean, is there some poetry that you think might be right?
I really don't have time for this right now.
I know it's hard to think about it, but it's got to be done.
I just wanted a grave that me and TJ could visit. Now that you've agreed to that, I'm sure that you can handle the rest.
We just thought that you might want to get involved.
I am involved. I'm involved in getting justice for her. Now, I've spoken to this bloke in Doncaster, and he won a civil action against his wife's employers. He says that he'll talk me through it if I get over there right now.
He can't go on like this.
He's hardly sleeping. He was up half the night checking out cases on the internet.
You ought to be helping him. Talk to him.
I've tried. He just snaps at me, just like he did at you over the funeral.
I'm sorry about last night.
Well, I warned Steph it might happen.
That why she's not in today?
Well, the pressure's been beginning to get her down a bit.
Can't be easy for either of you.
It's so unfair. Everyone's so sure she's guilty. It's Adam they should be looking for.
I had the police round this morning asking questions about him. Did they call on you, Eric?
Yes. What did you tell them?
Nothing? I don't know where the good doctor is. Large bowl, please.
Where have you been?
Around.
Up to no good.
Do you know I can't win? If I stay in, I'm under your feet. If I go out, I'm causing trouble.
Well, maybe it's time to move on. I don't think it'd break Lisa's heart.
There you go. Diane asks you played football. Why is it my family always gets me to bother?
Do you know, Zach were just accusing me of the same thing, so to prove I've turned over a new leaf, you and me, we're gonna spend some quality time together.
Good idea. And I can have my meal in peace.
What are you up to?
I'm helping you get back at the Kings.
Okay, do me a favour. Please don't help.
Oh, it's a piece of cake, Marlon. I nicked the stuff and hid it in the woods last night. We've just got to go and collect it in the van.
Oh.
You could stop nagging me. Owen's been in touch with Pearl, so she must be all right.
The next step's give her a call.
I can't. They've been using email. He doesn't know it, though. She's left home yet.
What if he did? He'd want to help.
And if his mother found out, that'd give her another excuse to cut him off from his gran. I can't risk that.
Maybe Frank Bernard might know where she is.
There's no way am I asking him.
You and Pearl are meant to be together. You've got to do something.
Hey, you can keep it if you like. Magic games running down a complaint bedroom.
You're sick. You're sick? How did you manage to get away with all this?
Security guards were busy playing cards with too much to carry, though. So I stored it in woods until I could fetch the van.
And you're doing all this for me?
It's in the Kings in the pocket. It's the one thing they're going to understand.
I'm glad you explained it like that, because it feels like thieving to me.
What you fail to grasp, Marlon, is the whole concept of thieving were invented by the rich to keep the poor in the place.
Yeah. You ever thought about going into politics?
No, it's too corrupt for me. See, the rich steal from the poor by paying lousy wages and robbing us of our pension funds. And when we try and even out the score, they slam us in the neck.
You see, that's it right there. That's the bit that worries me.
Here, keep an eye on security then, just in case they're not playing cards today. Do you know, it's a funny story how I found them.
I really don't want to know.
You worry too much. Look, we should get a good price for this lot, and I'll split it right down the middle with you. Ow! Oh!
Oh, hurry up, Eli! There's a couple of security guards in that field. Oh, the big blokes and all, they're coming this way. Are you...
It's Adam you should be looking for.
Oh, we've been following up every lead. Hospital records, former colleagues, GMC. So far, we've drawn a blank.
Yes, well, maybe he just doesn't want to be found.
No doubt she'll let us know if there's any more news.
We'll certainly be in touch. We'll be needing to ask Mrs. Forsyth a lot more questions. Got the forensic results?
No. I've got something more interesting. Dr. Adam Forsyth is dead. Adam Forsyth died in 1992 in Africa.
What?
And as far as we know, he died of natural causes.
I don't understand.
The Dr. Adam Forsyth, who was fit to practice, died. The one we've been looking for was struck off a year before. Went over there to see his father and to escape the scandal, I imagine. When his dad died, our Adam saw his chance. Took his dad's GMC reference number, moved back to England and opened his first surgery.
And he's been getting away with it all these years?
GMC were never informed of his death. Adam Jr. paid all his dues. I imagine the good folk of Emmerdale will be a little bit put out when they realise their doctor's a fraud.
I reckon Steph knew his secret all along.
Maybe, but it still means he could have had his own motive. Blackmail.
Hi! Arrivo! Arrivo! What are you doing? on, you know what?
Please sit down.
How much do you know about your husband's life before he came to the village?
Only what he told me. I mean, I know he was married before.
Yes, we've interviewed his first wife, and she can't tell us very much either.
Did he talk about his time abroad?
Not really. Why is it important?
It could be. Your husband was struck off the medical register some years ago.
You don't look too surprised. You knew, didn't you?
No. I knew he'd made a mistake that haunted him, but I didn't know what it was.
And it proves that Steph has been telling the truth.
It's certainly a significant development, sir, and it might suggest another motive. Until now, it's always been assumed that the fight in the wool pack was because of the history between Steph and Terence.
What can you tell us about your son's financial situation?
Well, he was heavily in debt. He was drinking too much. His life was going downhill.
Mr. Forsyth withdrew £50,000 on the morning of his son's disappearance.
Don't you think he might have been blackmailing you?
Seems a strong possibility, sir.
Well, I'm ashamed that he turned out like that, but at least it shows why Adam killed him.
If Adam killed him.
I don't understand why you still won't believe me.
You always hated him. If you found out he was blackmailing your husband, threatening your life together, well, that just doubles your motive.
I really must protest at this. I don't think my daughter should answer any more questions unless there's a solicitor present.
Please accept my apologies. My sergeant can be a little overzealous in his search for the truth.
It just shows that Adam is the one you should be talking to.
We'd like to, sir, but he seems to have disappeared off the face of the earth.
My heart is thumping like a pump band on speed.
And that's because you've let yourself go a bit. Do you know, you need a bit of excitement in your life. You can soon sort you out with an exercise plan. We'll soon get you fit.
What are you talking?
Look, just because you're married, don't mean you have to get boring. You need some adventure in your life. Go on, admit it. You had to have them security guards jumped over the edge.
Just hope they know how to swim. There's a stream on the other side.
Come on, I'll buy you a drink out of our ill-gotten gains.
How can I help you? Just one moment, please. The courier is still wanting an interview.
Get rid of him.
I'm afraid Mr. King isn't available today.
If I want anything in the press, I'll issue a prepared statement. I don't want some smart-aleck reporter trying to catch me out with trick questions. They've set themselves against me. They've set themselves up as judge and jury and decided we're guilty. Happen you feel the same.
I know you're a good man at heart.
It just goes to show how little I ever knew about him.
Oh, don't blame yourself. He fooled all of us.
I was mad enough to think he was the one. When he came into my life, I thought he was the answer to everything. I thought he understood me. He didn't seem to care about all the terrible things I'd done. Why do you think he bothered to help me with my past? I thought we could make a fresh start. I thought he loved me. What a fool. I just married a man who didn't care about anyone but himself. Now he's landed me with this lot.
Yeah, but they will catch him. Bring him to justice.
You think so? I don't think that sergeant wants to. I get a feeling he wants me to go down for it.
Whatever happens, I'll stand by you.
Thanks, Dad. But it might be more help if you could find Adam.
I might be able to do that, too.
Where are you going?
I'm going to try and persuade someone to tell the truth.
I shouldn't have come back here.
I don't know whether I can get through it.
We have to. For TJ's sake.
I'm not sure I'm doing him any good either. I've tried to explain why his mummy's never coming back, but he can't really understand.
We just have to get through this best we can. I feel the same.
No, you don't. You thought she was going to take him away. Now she's gone, he's all yours. But I've lost my child forever.
I never wanted it to happen like this.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I'm just hurting and I needed to hit out at somebody.
Yeah.
Struck off. I trusted him. He was treating me.
And Alice.
Who knows how much damage he might have caused? Did Steph know about this?
No. I think Terence may have found out. The police think he might have been blackmailing him.
Oh, what a mess.
And I don't think it's going to get any better until we find Adam.
I wish I could help.
Well, maybe you can. There is someone over there who knows a lot more about all this than he's saying.
He said they had plenty to talk about.
You're smiling?
Why wouldn't I be?
I don't know. It's like you're playing a game and you're the only one who knows the rules.
What are you on about?
Sometimes, right, I come in here and you're all smiles. Some people might even say you were coming on to us. Just as I'm starting to enjoy it, you slap us back down.
Yeah, sorry.
I suppose some kind of explanation's out of the question then.
I think I'm about ready for another drink.
From what I've heard, you might have a lot more than that, Cullen.
What are you talking about?
Apparently, Dr. Forsyth had been struck off.
Yeah. God. Shocking the secrets some people try to hide.
Isn't it just? And he was being blackmailed.
Oh.
I expect you know all about that.
Now, why would I know about that?
You tell me. You've been behaving very suspiciously.
Nonsense.
That necklace you bought me cost a lot for someone as tight-fisted as you. I thought you must have come into some money. Just when you were having those chats with Adam.
We were chatting, if you must know, about council business.
You're going to have to do better than that.
What are you trying to imply?
Neither of us are as pure as the driven snow. I can live with that. But I have to draw the line somewhere, and blackmail and murder seem like a good place to stop.
Hey, I have not killed anyone.
Well, the best way of proving that is by telling what was really going on.
A little bit of confusion about exactly what yesterday's night was all about.
You were a long time.
Not really. Turned out his case wouldn't help us much.
So why didn't you come home?
He gave me another couple of names to follow up in York.
And that's where you've been?
I've been chasing up all the leads I can find.
You can't carry on like this.
I have to.
Look, I know how you must be feeling. You've lost your daughter, but you can't keep running away from it.
I'm not running away. I'm trying to get a justice.
You need time to grieve.
Yeah, I will. When I've seen the Kings pay for this.
They can't wait that long. Building a case isn't easy. We need experts on our side. And that'll take months and a lot of money.
I knew that this had come down to money.
That's not what I'm saying.
You just don't want me to spend on the case because there won't be any money left for the stupid fertility treatment. You're the one chasing dreams, Viv, not me.
She'll bring him in.
Do you think it'll work?
There was a lad called Simon Pickles in our Val's class. School bully. Everyone was terrified of him.
Sorry?
Then one day he made the fatal mistake of taking our Val's dinner money. She waited for him by the bicycle sheds. He was full of himself at first. Half an hour later, crying like a baby.
You're suggesting we use violence?
Only if absolutely necessary.
What? I've
just remembered I've got some work to finish off up at the factory.
You're going nowhere. Eric Pollard, this is your life.
What?
Alan says you first came to the village 20 years ago and he's known you ever since.
Yes, Eric, nobody has a higher opinion of you than me. And I consider you to be a lying, cheating, conniving little worm.
He says your first job was manager of Houghton Market and you were sacked for fiddling the books. Is this true?
That was a misunderstanding.
There have been a lot of those. Your wife threw you out for forging cheques, and I caught you fiddling the accounts at the Woolpack.
I don't have to listen to this.
Oh, yes, you do.
You've always had a problem with wives. Seems you even married one before you divorced the last. Then there was your mail-order bride.
And we'd all like to know what happened to Elizabeth on the night of the plane crash. Even I've heard that gossip.
Why are you doing this to me?
Because you're going to break the habit of a lifetime and tell the truth.
And you're going to tell the police everything you know about Adam.
And if I don't?
Then we'll have to do our public duty and tell the police everything we know about you.
This is blackmail.
Absolutely.